So, last week I said Hawkeye 15 was coming out. Not only was that incorrect, but the series isn't even up to that issue. It's only up to issue 13. Issue 13 was supposed to come out September 18th, but as far as I know, it hasn't. Does anybody know the schedule for that book at all? Seriously, like, what's going on with that series? I mean, I know Matt Fraction writes like 100 books, but that doesn't stop other writers. Brian Michael Bendis writes like every X-Men book and like half the Ultimate books. That doesn't stop him. Anyway. So last week I said this. At the time of this recording, there's no real major news going on in the comic book world to discuss. The day after I recorded that, this happens. Fox and Warner Brothers announced they're developing a TV series based on Commissioner Gordon's early adventures in Gotham City, before Batman arrives. That's what I get for recording on Mondays. Then, later in the same week, Warner Brothers and NBC announced they're creating a show based on the character of John Constantine. That's 2 TV show announcements in less than 1 week. And I couldn't be any more frustrated. Let's put aside the fact that this is clearly an attempt to steal some thunder away from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. These announcements are completely out of nowhere. Since when was a show about young Commissioner Gordon ever a thing? Is it even possible to do a show in Gotham City without Batman and make it interesting? Do you remember that last Batman show that didn't have Batman in it? Birds of Prey? Of course you don't! And John Constantine, you do realize that people are going to think of the Keanu Reeves movie unless you cast a blonde guy and set it in London. On top of those questions, these shows are going to be on different networks. So what exactly does that mean for DC's whole shared universe that they want to try and establish? Combine all this with Arrow, which is currently airing on the CW, that's 3 shows on 3 different competing networks. How exactly would a crossover work? And what does this mean for the movies? There was supposed to be a Justice League Dark movie that would have featured John Constantine. Is it going to be the same Constantine that's going to be on the show? Or is the movie still happening? Does the Commissioner Gordon show screw up the Batman-Superman movie? I'm not calling it Batman vs. Superman. I don't think there should be a versus in the title. But let's stop kidding ourselves. We all know why this is happening. This is clearly an attempt to steal some thunder away from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hell, news of the Gordon show was announced right after the premiere of S.H.I.E.L.D. Real subtle. All this is really doing is proving my theory that Warner Brothers has no idea what they're doing with their DC properties. At all. They're just making announcements that they think we want to hear. Yeah, Marvel's got 1 hit TV show. Well, we have 3 TV shows. Suck it, competition. We've seen this happen before. Marvel does something with their movies. It makes a lot of money. DC thinks they can do the same thing, only better, but can't. Hell, the Green Lantern movie was clearly an attempt to copy the Marvel style of movies. Faithful to the source material, lots of references, close work between filmmakers and comic creators, and that turned out so well for them. Their whole strategy for getting their characters to work in a live-action sense is either do what worked for Marvel or do what worked for Batman. But that clearly isn't working for them. Marvel's movies work because they take their time with everything. They don't just rush movies out the door for the sake of getting them out the door. They hire directors whose styles match the type of movies they want to make. Get the guy who does all those Shakespeare movies to do Thor. Get the guy who did The Rocketeer to do Captain America. Get the guy who did Swingers to do Iron Man. Meanwhile, DC and Warner Brothers are just saying random shit and hoping it sticks. They announced a Flash movie at San Diego Comic-Con, and then not long after that announced that the Flash is going to be on Arrow. Is this going to be the same Flash? Again, the whole shared universe thing is being called into question. And through all this, there's still no word on a Wonder Woman TV show or live-action movie. But that's understandable. I mean, she's a hard character to translate. It's not like anybody can just make Wonder Woman work in a live-action sense. Oh, wait! Wonder Woman! Wonder Woman!
Power you possess in your satin tights, fighting for your rights and the old red, white, and blue.
I should be excited for the Gordon TV show. I should be excited for Constantine. I should be excited for all these things, but I'm not because I know they're not doing them for the right reasons. Maybe Warner Brothers should just take a break from trying to get their DC stuff to work in the movies or a live-action TV show. Wait a few years. Get people who truly understand these characters to work on them, and then release them when it's ready, not right before Marvel's about to do something. Wait a few years. Get people who truly understand these characters to work on them, and then release them when it's ready, not right before Marvel's about to do something. In any event, Warner Brothers, you have much better luck with your DC cartoons anyway. Just keep doing those. Hell, if you gave the guys who do the direct-to-video movies half the budget of Man of Steel, just think about the possibilities on that. And always remember that any cartoon you do will always be better than the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon that's on right now. Seriously, that show sucks. That's all I have to say on the matter. Let me know what you have to say in the comments below. Also, like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to pick up Quantum and Woody #4 this week. Thanks for watching. To top it all off, the artwork is just incredible. Terry Moore does the whole thing in stark black and white with little to no shades of gray.